I'm about to do something that I should have done a long time ago. And it's something that I think when I explain all of this to you, a lot of comic book experts will be like, wait, you did what? I have my Mylar protective sleeves here. I have my clear backing boards here. And I'm going to tell you a little story. Probably a story I will tell over and over again. I'll keep it short. I used to have 13 long boxes full of comics. Granted, most of them were from the 90s, Death of Superman era, not worth a whole lot. But I had some good stuff in there. And then I just had too much stuff in my house, and I actually donated them to charity to get a write-off. Because I felt that would, in the long run, earn me more money. That's not the thing that I said I was going to say. Anyway. And then I just kept all my Daredevils. And my Jimmy Madrox's Multiple Man books that I had. And then eventually I got rid of those. But throughout all of it, there was one comic book that I kept. And one comic that to this day I still have that I bought when I was in high school. And that is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man 129, which, say it with me, first appearance of the Punisher. Let me tell the brief history of this story. When I started getting into comics, I love the Punisher. You know that from watching my videos. And I found out that Amazing Spider-Man 129 was the first appearance of the Punisher. And I wanted to get a copy of that book. My local comic book shop at the time, this was probably like my senior year in high school, late junior or senior year of high school. There was a great place. I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area called Lee's Comics. And Lee's Comics was the first place that I went to weekly. I would go down there all the time to Lee's Comics. It was like kind of a town over. There were two Lee's Comics. I would go to the one in San Mateo. But then in the town I grew up in, opened a comic book shop called Papa's Comics. And it actually turned out to be a guy I went to school with's dad. And so I would go there, and the guy I knew from school would be working there, and I loved it. I bought so many books from that shop. And they had on the wall Amazing Comics, Amazing Spider-Man number 129. And I would just go in and I would just look at it, and I was like, someday. And it was, I believe the price was like $130. Like that's what he had it priced as. And as a high school student, that was so far out of my reach. That was literally just, I could not afford that. And then Papa's Comics says that they're going to have a sale. And like they're coming up in 3 weeks, we're going to have our big sale. And our big sale, all the wall comics are going to be like 10% off or something like 20% off, whatever. And I just started saving every penny I could because I got there when they opened on the day because I was so worried that somebody was going to go in and buy Amazing Spider-Man 129. And I got there. I was the first one through the door. I walked up to the cash register, and he knew, I forget his name, but Papa from Papa's Comics knew that I wanted that. And I just walked right up, and I said, Amazing Spider-Man number 129, please. He took it off the wall. He rang me up. I paid cash for it. It has been the one comic book that I have hung on to until until now. It's the only comic book I have from my high school comics when I started collecting that I still have. Everything else was donated to charity twice over. And so I still have it. But probably about 10, maybe even more than 10 years ago, I put it into a frame. And this hung in my office for a long time. Now this frame, according to Michael's, where I got this frame, is UV protected and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what's splattered all over it. I don't know what that is. But I'm going to take this out of here, and I'm going to put it. We're gonna look at it, and I'm going to put it into a Mylar bag, and I'm going to seal it up and put it with the rest of my collection, because I don't have a spot to hang this in the house that I'm currently in. So I'm gonna just take this out. Let me see. I have a screwdriver here. Now I will tell you that I was a high school kid when I bought this comic. I didn't look through this comic when I first got it, but I trusted Papa. I trusted Papa from Papa's Comics. And if you're still out there, Papa, thank you. I always think about, I would just drive past that comic book store, because I could drive as a high schooler, even when they were closed. And I would just be like, man, I love comic books. I thought when I had put this in the frame, I left it in a bag, but I don't think I did. It came in a Mylar bag when I first bought it. Look at that. Papa's Comics and Collectibles, 1810 Magnolia Avenue, Burlingame, California. They're not there anymore, sadly. Obviously, I did not leave it. Now, I'm hoping... Oh, look at that. I'm hoping I did not damage the cover so much, because, as you can see... I mean, I don't want to flip it over, but this is a matted... It's a matted thing. I don't think I did. I think it hung out pretty well in there. I may have to keep this, because this is the last remnants I have of Papa's Comics. All right, let's get this out of here. Although that would defeat the point of putting it in with a clear backing board. But I may just have to keep this Papa's Comics thing. Now, I bought this, I think with the discount, whatever the discount was. I remember it was $132. That number, for whatever reason, is burned into my brain. $132. And I know that when all was said and done, I got out of there for under $100. Which, because it was even less than I thought it was going to be, because I'm not good at math. Still not. And... So yeah, I don't grade things. This was just a grail to me as a kid, and I don't know what this would grade at. I've contemplating sending it in to get graded, but I don't think I ever would. And I will show you. Man, this is so great. This is so great. I will show you why I think this might get knocked down. And if you are an expert in grading or whatever, see, there's a little bend to it. There's no major, there's pages missing or anything like that. I mean, there's what the kids call spine ticks along the side. But again, I don't think I'm sending this in to be graded at all. But I will show you what I think it's this. This is obviously a printing error when it was printed, because it runs through this whole page. And I think there's another thing that's kind of like that. So I don't know what that's called, but it's not something where it's that is on the page. And so I think it's a print smudge, or I don't know, there's coloring even outside of the lines here. I don't know. I am not an expert in comic books or 8-track tapes to go oh, that's called ink bleed, and it's this and this. See, here, this happened the same thing here, and so that's why I think this was, even at the time, 1991, 92, when I purchased this. Why he wasn't charging, I don't know what the top max would have been, but it's because of this. I think that that it would not man, old comic books are just so awesome. Continued after next page. Train at home to be a veterinary assistant so that your dogs and cats will run away from you. Yeah. This is just, see, there's like a streak there. So I think that these things would bring it down. For sure, let me know in the comments if you know like about what that kind of black ink was. And I will say that like, I didn't know that you could look through them before you buy them. I thought they were on the wall. It's like church and you just take it and that's what it is. But I'm still, like, I remember flipping through it when I first got it and I saw those and I was really bummed, but like I was bummed, but I was also like, you have a copy of Amazing Spider-Man 129. And thinking about this issue, see, this is why you put it in one of these clear things, is because of this Evel Knievel thing in the back, which I also had as a kid. I was not into comics at the time. Yeah, I mean, there's some little bending and stuff. I should not have put it in a frame. I was actually worried that because of the matting on the frame, well, you know what I'm talking about, and it was not, I should have kept it in the bag, that it would kind of push the issue forward, but the edges would stay a little further back, but that's not what happened. Anyway, I love this book. I love this book, and I gotta put it in with my tracking. I gotta treat it right. And I think I am gonna keep that Papa's Comics. That Papa's Comics thing, because yeah, this is a comic book with a story. You know, I wish I could remember the episode of Marvel Comics Presents, which was the first one I bought, that I can kind of go back and piece it together. You know, which was the first one that I got. Now, I hope that these Mylars, I hope this will fit in here. Yeah, it looks like it will. Okay. But I'm also going to make sure that this backing board fully goes across the back of the, which it actually may not. So I have some Silver Age boards. It does pretty good. I just do the old tuck method to tuck in. Let's see. Yeah, that covers the back. And there's my Amazing Spider-Man number 129. Yeah, this is in my whole collection, this is my favorite book. And yeah, I almost feel like I should put another clear board in front of it, just to make sure that it doesn't bend at all. But there you go. There's the story. I wasn't going to tell the whole story, but I told the whole story. And there's the book. And yeah, see, it's got a little bend right there from, but I think that was all there. I don't think that was done by the frame. I am happy to get it out of the frame, and I'm happy to tell the story. Thanks so much for checking out this video. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think down below. And the secret word is Papa. I don't know. People leave secret words at the end of their YouTube videos, so comment the word Papa down below. All right, thanks so much. I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.